In this video, we shall be understanding the classification of proteins, how the proteins are classified into globular and fibrous proteins on the basis of their shape, what is the functional classification of proteins, and the other methods of classifying them. So now let us begin with the classification of proteins. There are three major types of classifying proteins based on their function, number one, then their chemical nature, and lastly the solubility and nutritional importance of proteins. Now, what are the functional proteins? The functional classification of proteins. So it's simple. The structural proteins such as keratin of hair and nails, collagen of bones, they form the structural proteins. Then comes the contractile proteins such as myosin, actin. Then comes the enzymes or catalytic proteins such as hexokinase, pepsin. Transport proteins such as hemoglobin, serum albumin. Regulating proteins such as insulin, growth hormones. So this is just about the classification of proteins into globular and scleroproteins, conjugated containing nucleoproteins, glycoproteins, lipoproteins, chromoproteins, metalloproteins, and also the derived having the primary and secondary. Now we shall be discussing them one by one and the further subclassification of them. The first one is the simple proteins. Now these are just based on the composition, how these are composed. The simple proteins only contains the amino acid residues, for example trypsin, chymotrypsin. Simple proteins are globular type. These are globular type except scleroprotein. Now scleroprotein is an exception to this, which is fibrous. If these are decomposed with acids, they liberate amino acids. On decomposition, under the action of an acid, they form amino acids. These are further classified on the basis of solubility. Number one comes the protamine. These are strongly basic proteins. These are strongly basic proteins with low molecular weight and soluble in water. These occur mainly in sperm cells. For example, salmine from salmon sperms. These combine with nucleic acids such as RNA or DNA to form nucleoproteins. So they are also having nucleoproteins by combining with RNA and DNA. An example is sperm cells. The next category is histones. These are somewhat weakly basic proteins. These are weakly basic proteins which are soluble in water and insoluble in very dilute ammonia. On hydrolysis, these yield basic amino acids predominantly. Now examples are thymus histones, globin of hemoglobin, nucleohistones of nucleic acid. So these are the examples. Next comes the albumins. These are soluble in water. And also in dilute solutions of acids. Coagulable by heat and precipitated with saturated solution of acid salts such as ammonium sulfate. Examples contain the egg albumin, and further we can say lactalbumin also, another example of lactalbumin. So these are all the albumins. The next comes the globulins. Now what are these globulins? These are insoluble in water. They are insoluble in water but soluble in neutral salt solutions. These are also coagulable by heat. They consist of serum globulins called immunoglobulins also, or antibodies, seed globulins, glycinin, tuberin in potato. So these are globulins. Next comes the scleroproteins. So these are not the globulin but the fibrous part. These are the fibrous proteins in the simple protein category. These are insoluble in water and also in alcohols, not attacked by enzymes. These are protein characteristics of skeletal structures of animals and also the external protective tissue such as skin and hair. For example, collagen and keratin. These are the examples for skeletal proteins. The next comes the conjugated proteins. Now these proteins are linked with a separable non-protein portion known as a prosthetic group, non-protein part. A protein part of amino acids is linked with a non-protein part known as prosthetic group. When decomposed with acids, constituent amino acids as well as prosthetic groups are liberated. These are also of globular type except the pigment in the chicken feather, which is probably a fibrous protein. These are further classified on the basis of the prosthetic group present in them. Number 1 is metalloproteins. These are the proteins linked with various metals. Now these are linked with various metals such as carbonic hydrase, which is linked with zinc, cytochrome oxidase, that is linked with copper. So these are the various examples. Another example we can say transferrin. Another example of transferrin, that is linked with iron. So these are metalloproteins. Next comes the chromoproteins. The chromoproteins means they are linked with colored pigments. These proteins are coupled to the colored pigments such as found among the enzymes like catalase, peroxidase and flavoenzymes. Example we can say hemoglobin, myoglobin, these are linked with the colored pigments. Third type is of glycoproteins or mucoproteins. The prosthetic group is a carbohydrate. In this, the prosthetic group is a carbohydrate. So the proteins are linked with the carbs or the carbohydrates. For example, serum albumin, egg albumin, these are linked with carbohydrates. The last is lipoproteins. The lipoproteins are the proteins forming complexes with the lipids such as cephalin. They will be forming the complex with lipids such as cephalin, lecithin, all I have already written here, cholesterol. The examples are LDL proteins, low density lipoproteins, LDLs, low density lipoproteins, the harmful type of cholesterol. Also VLDL, very low density lipoproteins. So these are the examples of lipoproteins. The third types are derived proteins. Now what are these? The derivatives of proteins which are produced by action of heat. Now these are produced by action of heat, enzymes or by any chemical agent. These include the polypeptides produced artificially and further divided into two categories, primary and secondary. The primary derived proteins are nothing but the coagulated proteins, and in this the size of protein molecule is not altered. In this type, the size of protein molecule is not altered, that is, the size remains the same. Whereas in case of secondary proteins, the derivatives in which the hydrolysis has occurred. So as a result, they are smaller than the original proteins. Smaller than original proteins. So I hope the classification of proteins is clear to you all. So once again, have a quick look on how these are classified. The simple proteins, these are globular type, they are of various subclasses such as protamines, histones, albumins, globulins, and scleroproteins. Then comes the conjugated protein. They are containing a non-protein part known as a prosthetic group. They are of different types: metalloproteins that are linked with the metal ions, chromoproteins linked with the colored pigments, glycoproteins, lipoproteins, and the third category is of derived proteins. These are of two types, primary and secondary, and in both of these the coagulation occur, but in the primary ones there is no change in the size of the protein molecule, but in the secondary one the hydrolysis had occurred, so they are changed into smaller subunits. So this was all about regarding the classification of proteins.